Although getting up early has never been one of my qualities, today was an exceptional day. As a result of last night's nightmare, I barely got a few minutes of sleep. Spent the entire night trying to fall asleep, tossing and turning, checking my cell phone countless times. Y'all even turned on the TV after years. That's insane. But such was my luck that just as sleep overcame me and I began to doze off, I heard the thunderous sound of my alarm clock. Didn't even hesitate to get up. I jumped out of bed and headed for the shower. Here we are again. New day, new sunshine, and new opportunities for improvement, or so to say. Come on, Amelia. It's going to be a good day. That's what Mom said. To hell with positivity. I had a place full of dark circles under my eyes. A corpse should have looked less haggard than I did. Besides, the little problem of the nightmare, lack of sleep, there was something that kept making me nervous. And I prayed to heaven that the person I was thinking of wouldn't show up. But of course, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Almost like every day, Andrew arrived with a warm smile, conveying reassurance and security. Mostly security. But as much as I was delighted by his mere presence, I couldn't shake that feeling of guilt for not sending him the documents he asked for on time. And it didn't get any better when the first person he approached was me. Hey Amelia, how's your day going? I just couldn't even look him in the eye. The horrendous things he's probably thinking about me. A totally irresponsible one. Nothing less than that must be going around in his head. Andrew, good to see you. Listen, about yesterday, I know what you must be thinking. I'm completely irresponsible. The image I always project of the polite, committed girl is false. And look, yes, I understand it wasn't the right thing to do. What I did has no excuse. Panic, I was panicking. And that emotion was making me say a bunch of nonsense sentences and excusing so I wouldn't look bad. Excuses, I mean. And it's just imagining what you must be thinking about me, which is fine, of course. Everyone has their own opinion of other people. That's not something I can avoid, but Amelia. Look, I'm aware of that what I did wasn't right. If Mr. Harrison saw my behavior, he would surely be ashamed of me, and with good reason. After all, Amelia, look. Andrew, I know. I know you must have thought that I really failed to turn in the assignment on time, and that's why you thought I'd have sketches ready early. And I can only imagine how much I must have delayed you. So forgive me what I did. On top of that, I was trying to make excuses. If I were you, I really couldn't stop it. A shout from Andrew caused me to stop whatever words I was about to say. It was only at this moment that I realized that I was speaking on impulse, and much of what I said probably barely made sense to him. I mean, it's alright. I mean, we all have bad days. You have nothing to apologize for. I couldn't feel the sternness in his words, and even though he was giving me an order, his only intention was to calm my nerves. I could do nothing but stare into his eyes as he processed what he was telling me. A few seconds later, I smiled and nodded my head. Thank you, Andrew. The sound of the door caught my attention again. A girl with her arms crossed, her sneakers, and a look that would murder if it crossed someone she loathed. Good morning. My, is that Cherry? Will someone please explain to me who was responsible for that unbearable smell? Long before she finished speaking, everyone near her ran, almost as if it was a demon who entered the classroom. Perhaps demon is an adjective that limits Madison's potential. She is definitely a horror-made person of any human being who stands against her. Well, maybe with one exception. Jesus, would you stop screaming, please, man? Probably used to some cherry scented air freshener or something. You, I'm sick of you leaving your books in the car. Do you think it's fair that I always have to carry your books besides my own? I swear, next time. Good morning, Madison. After hearing my voice, she rolled her eyes at me and immediately changed the expression on her face. Oh, Amelia. Good morning, sweetheart. Never fails. Madison has always been my best friend since middle school. I knew exactly what to do to calm her bad mood. Oh, okay, I thought this was like school bully or something. So I don't know. Hey, did you see what the guy who claims to be a music critic tweeted yesterday? course I saw it. Stupidest thing I've seen in a long time. Saying that the music industry is in a downward spiral because of K-pop, and here I thought he was actually reviewing with objective opinions. Oh, and did you see what the famous Starlight Girls member said to him? Oh, but of course I saw it. Way to shut him up with a couple of words. Girls, I don't want to sound rude, but I'm afraid I'm not understanding much of this conversation. I just looked sideways at him, raising an eyebrow and frowning. But I can see you don't need me right now, so I'll leave you two alone. And with that, he waved his hand as a parting gesture and went to chat with his other classmates. Turning Madison looked at her disapprovingly. Come on, you shouldn't be so hard on him. Maybe living with him once in a while must be lovely. Every single day? Sometimes I like to run away. Must be so much fun. It's not, believe me. Well, I never knew what it's like to have a brother, and why Mom and Dad didn't want to have any more kids. Our conversation was abruptly interrupted by the arrival of our homeroom teacher. Everyone in the class fell silent and went to their seats. Alright guys, everybody sit down please. Before we start class, good morning to each of you. What can I say? It's a good day. Well, it's good to start the day seeing your faces again. I must have missed those numbers that you as students naively think are not heard by the teachers. Anyway, I would not like to bore you with a monologue from this old man. Your venerable Principal Gibson tells me that you are preparing for the Spring Festival. Certainly every year, our Reisterfield Academy puts on one of the most memorial festivals that any institution can have the joy of putting on. As you know, our town is full of history, tradition, and a lot of culture that we preserve and commemorate through these ceremonies. I don't have much to tell you. This is not your first year here at this school. You are already experienced on your own the excitement of doing a group project to present on the day of the festival. This year, our class agreed with the principal to make a magazine to compile the most representative events that Reisterfield City has had. Well, Principal Gibson, she has always been so attentive to everyone, both students and teachers. She's a remarkable woman. I'm honored to say that she's a very close friend of mine. How close? I won't digress any further. As many of you may know, two of your classmates are in charge of doing a sketch for the cover of the magazine. Miss Smith and Mr. Matthews. How far along are you with the sketch? Heaven, just as I feared. The professor was requesting the sketch that I failed to finish yesterday. Andrew and I turned in to look at each other as soon as we heard the professor mention our names. Well, we're going to tell him. I'm sure you want to idea that we're not exactly making great progress. Afterwards, Andrew rose from his seat and bowed his head slightly. You see, Professor, there was a personal inconvenience which didn't allow me to... No. That being said, the whole class stared at me, waiting for whatever I was going to say to disprove Andrew. After all, I can't let him take the blame, especially not after he was so nice to me. Still, maybe sharing the responsibility between the two of us is a good option after all. No, I'm going to be an adult and take full responsibility for what I didn't do. Yeah. I took courage where I could and said the first words I could formulate. Thank you, Andrew. We don't have to take responsibility for my actions. Andrew heaved a sigh, lifted his shoulders as he gave me a consoling smile. You see, Mr. Harrison, yesterday an inconvenience occurred to me whereby I was unable to perform the work. I must apologize, my classmate Andrew had nothing to do with it. The whole class was silent, for obvious reasons. I mean, they look bad in front of the others, but at least they won't think the same of him. That's what matters. Was it right what I did? Mr. Harrison always been a very good impression of both Andrew and me. Regardless of who was responsible, there's probably some sanction awaiting us. Oh, but of course, guys, you have nothing to worry about. I must admit, it was very unwise of me to ask that of you just yesterday, knowing how little time you had. However, as you should be aware, we can't afford to fall behind, since the magazine in question is one of the school's newest feature attractions. Therefore, I meant you will have no problem working with the others of your classmates. Put together a team that can help you with the design. Would that be okay? Team? That's not such a bad idea, although deep down inside I felt there was something behind it. Yeah. Andrew and I nodded, eager to see who will be working with us. Not Mr., but Miss Matthews. Please work with them. Sure enough, the professor assigned us to Andrew's sister, Madison, who was also my best friend. Sure, no problem. Thank you. 2 people should be enough to get that job done in time. Yeah. Mr. Lawson worked with them. Lawson, the famous Conrad Lawson. The fact that Madison's boyfriend was also on our team only further aroused my suspicions that it was no coincidence that they were working together. Do you agree, Mr. Lawson? Well, I even have a choice, Mr. Harrison. I think you already know the answer. I thought so. Conrad pounded the table as grotesquely as he could, trying to get attention. Typical of him. Finally, Miss Macmillan, you'll be working with them too. Didn't expect that, but by the look on Madison's face, she probably didn't either. Claire Macmillan was definitely the kind of girl who, beyond benefiting us, would only bring complications. And not because I had anything in particular against Claire, at least I never knew anything bad about her. But the mere fact that she was Conrad's ex-girlfriend already said a lot about her and how complicated our dynamic as a group would be. Okay guys, you know what you have to do. I want us to get ready by tomorrow. Company each of you will do an excellent job. Good luck. You fucking serious? I expected anything, literally anything. Besides, said I would be picked to work with Andrew because he's my brother. And I can even kind of understand Conrad being with us. Eric? But since Mr. Harrison didn't know exactly what she's the last person I would think get in a conversation with. Certainly, Madison had a point, but Mr. Harrison knows perfectly well that Madison and Claire cannot speak to each other for obvious reasons. Here, the fact that they put them to work together sounded very pretentious, as the professor was up to something. Harrison is one of the most recognizable people at our institution and is close to all the students. I mean, it's almost impossible to believe that he would be able to put them to work together just to call the problem. Oh, there must be something else going on here. You know what the worst part is? I'm absolutely certain that Claire will only use this opportunity to make me angry and get closer to Conrad. I'll have a serious talk with her. Nah, something this fishy. I don't think there's something fishy going on here. Something fishy? With Claire, you mean? No, I feel like there's something else behind us, Harrison, putting together a team with all of us. I really don't think so. I was particularly preferring Claire. Something about Claire that never quite convinced me. How could she help us? The most complicated things she must have done in her life must have been looking at the matchbook and not seeing a lot. Both her parents involved in high politics? What she's in school for? She must have her whole damn life figured out. Stop it, Madison. It's not Claire's fault that her parents are well off. Besides, it doesn't mean she doesn't have a nice personality. She's like any other girl. Just give her a chance. So what's the point of her pretending to be a good person if everyone knows perfectly well that she's always been interested in Conrad, even though he's now my boyfriend? Well, I emphasize the wrong word, but you get the point. What's the point, Madison? Good question. Politics, cold, cruel politics. I guess it's no surprise anyone why Claire is taking class with us. Care to elaborate? From the point of view of our classmates, and the entire school in general, Claire looked at more than a mere interloper here. From the actions of our venerable Principal Gibson, it is evident that the daughter of two of our city's most important politicians studies at Ricefield Academy just to give us a better appearance. Here was Conrad again, just to make matters worse. Although Madison can be a bit insufferable when she's not in her best mood, she's often friendly with anyone, regardless of whether they have a good relationship with her or not. Well, that's good. Conrad, he's definitely the kind of guy that anyone would love just by listening to him say a couple of words. Because I still wonder what Madison could see attractive in someone like him. I'm wondering the same thing. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess. So as you would understand, my dear Madison, Claire here was just an attraction to make the facility look nicer. Sweet idiot, no more, no less. Yeah, the way he expressed himself about anyone he felt superior to, especially when they were women. But I wasn't going to let this ruin my day. It was in my hands to not let this get the better of me. Guys, this conversation is pointless. Madison, please tell Andrew that we will meet at my house today at 5. Please bring all the materials he may require. You know how Mr. Harrison is. He surely wants a hand-drawn sketch. What about Claire? As soon as Conrad uttered this, Madison turned an intense gaze toward them. It was obvious that Conrad's concern for Claire was not exactly to her liking. I guess innocent Claire is invited to your house too, right, Amelia? Actually, good heavens, why do I have to be in this situation? We'll find Claire and let her know the time of the meeting. Besides, I think I'm a little left out of this conversation. I faked a smile and turned my back on them, and as I walked to my classroom, that was so awkward. Well, I could still hear Madison complaints, and Conrad's futile attempt to justify himself. That pair, they had broken up twice this month. It looked like this will be the third one. It's a sign. I'm home. When I opened the front door, I was greeted with a heavenly aroma coming from the kitchen. I walked in the direction where the smell was coming from to realize that my mother was the one responsible. Hi, honey. How's your day going? Fine, as far as I can tell, fine. I set my bag on the dining room table, sat in one of the chairs while I talked to Mom. Glad I am. Make a lasagna. Just wait for me for a couple of minutes while I take the food out of the oven. Mom, there's no need for that. You're not going to tell me you don't feel like eating your favorite food. There was no possible human way to refuse such a tempting offer, but there was something else in my mind that kept me from enjoying what, on another occasion, would have made me feel joyful. You got me. Definitely no being that can resist your culinary prowess. Oh ho ho, you flatter me, honey. Although, come think of it, no, you don't flatter me. People could say anything about me, except that my food wouldn't be delicious. To even the toughest of chefs. Mom. I have a feeling something's not quite right, is it? No, what do you mean? Please, Amelia, I know you perfectly well. I am your mother. Mom was absolutely right in thinking I wasn't feeling well. I couldn't explain exactly what was wrong with me either. It sounded like a bad omen. Like I was waiting for something to happen. Nothing. I'm just a little stressed because I have some classmates coming home. What? You mean today? Yes, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just found out today. Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. What time are your friends coming over? My friends? I wouldn't know if I would consider them all friends. We were all working together, out of friendship, but more by the will of Mr. Harrison. All in all, I think some goodwill will come out of this, with the exception of Madison. Rarely invite anyone home. So there will be fresh faces for both Mom and me. What could go wrong? I told him to call at 5 o'clock. Although now I think about it, maybe it was too early. Too late, maybe? Amelia, my dear Amelia, I was looking for perfection where it is not needed. If it's neither too early nor too late, it means it's the right time, see? She was absolutely right. Sometimes I myself will make my life so complicated with such banal and simple situations. Wish I was like her, so carefree, so calm, so free. Why don't you go to your room and lie down for a while? It's still 4:30. I'm sure when your friends come over, everything will be a little better. I smiled and gave Mom a hug, forgotten how warm it feels to be hugged by someone who really cares about you. Thanks, Mom. I'll go upstairs now then. Grab my bag from the table and headed upstairs to my room. I was halfway upstairs when someone knocked at the door, so I guess they're coming early. But it seemed like a good time as any to save, because unfortunately I am a little bit limited on time. I'll try to finish this up, of course, in the next video. If I'm just knocking it out. Oh, they got a Roomba just like me. I need to fix my Roomba actually. But yeah, with that being said, I unfortunately have to end it here. So this is part 2 of the Devil's Whisper. Fortunately, yes, this is still a demo, but I do plan on finishing this part up in, well, not this part, but this game up in the next video, at least the demo for now. When it comes out, we'll, spin the block on that and play that as well. So if you're curious about this game and this is your first time, I guess, seeing anything about this game, this is part 2, which you should be aware of that. If not, you know, the tag icon in our top right corner will tell you or show you where the first video is, so you can play that or play it or watch that and then play yourself if you like it. If not, that's totally fine. If you don't like it, the video or anything, that's totally fine. But yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna end it here. So if y'all had a good day, a good yesterday, and better tomorrow, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.